Hello, hello, hello. You are tuning into another episode of The Wunderkind Show. Today's topic, we're covering two things today. Gregory P. Roman and Jason Whitlock. So first we're going to touch on is Jason Whitlock. And he brought up a very astute point, even though I disagree with him, about how teams can be scared away about Lamar being on Twitter as much as he is. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to play it, and then I'm going to actively dissect it all the way down until there's nothing left. Okay? So without further ado, let's start this party off right. So here we go.
Get in a room, or if I'm a top executive, do I get in a room and negotiate with Lamar or his mom when I know, like, hey, is what I'm about to say, could this end up on Twitter? This agent, I know it's not going to end up on Twitter because he represents 15 other players and he doesn't want to burn a bridge with me, and so I can trust that no one's ever going to reveal what we say in this room, because what we say in this room may get uncomfortable. We may have to ask some questions about your injury and why did you miss that game? And they don't want to see that on Twitter with, hey, my name, Joe Blow, chief operating officer or team president of whatever team said X, Y, and Z to me. They're afraid of that. And so I do agree with you there in terms of, like, the tweets are scaring people away because, again, Lamar is not the standard agent. He's got people like RG3 in his ear. He's got others in his ear. They don't know what the mother will do because, again, this is her child. This is very personal to her. You know what a mother will fight a lion to save her child.
So here's the thing, right? And I'm gonna dissect that. There's three big things I was writing down when I was listening to it that he brought up. That was my mainstay, which is they would bring up the question, why did he miss the game, right? Which I'm pretty sure is the playoff game. What's the real reason he missed it? And they would have to deal with his mother, and they're scared that he would leak anything that they say in the meeting on Twitter. And a regular agent would not do so. This is hypocrisy to the finest. But you know what? I will say this, though. If a team the other day would have came out and said something like this, it would have been a lot more. If Arthur Blank would have came out and said something like this, I bet you would have been more tolerable than the crap that he was spewing, right? This is wrong. We already know that it's wrong. But this is a lot more tolerable than the foolishness Arthur Blank was saying. But let's take this in, right? Missed the game. Why? Lamar's already said why he missed the game. He was injured. His teammates said he was injured. His coaches said he was injured. Doctors said he was injured. And after all of that, he had to still reaffirm that he was injured. You know why? Because the media ran with the narrative. They ran with the narrative that the Baltimore Ravens refused to quell. That's why we're here right now with that. You understand where I'm coming from? That's why we're here with all of this misconstrued and stuff like that. Oh, we don't know. Nobody knows but Lamar. That's why it's there. You understand? All of this would have been rectified if it was, look, if it came out when everything was going on and they said, look, Lamar Jackson's our quarterback, and when he's healthy, he will be out there. Nobody wants a Super Bowl more than that man. Nobody. But they didn't. They let it fester. So that's number one. Number two, they said that it would be scary for them or to have to deal with his mom because, you know, moms protect their kids no matter what. Lamar's already came out, right, and stated by himself that, look, my mom is my manager. That means what she does, she manages. I'm the agent. She's not in those rooms with me. He's already came out and said this, but the media refuses to post that. They refuse to keep that on an absolute loop like they do everything else. Justina Anderson already came out and reported about this, but you don't even hear about it. There are still people till today, after it's already been rectified and known that the mother is not the agent, Lamar Jackson is, that they still say the mother's the one working out the deal. If that's not misinformation, I don't know what is. But they'll keep saying it. They'll keep using it as a crutch. They'll keep saying that that's one of the reasons they can't get nothing done. And to say this too, I want to make sure I say this. Even if the mother was, what would be the problem? What would be your problem with it, even if it was? She's done a darn spanking good job with her son so far. So why would it be such a problem if she was the one doing it? Is it because literally that they're related? Because we've seen people that are related, right, do stuff for people, right, for their nephews, their children, and all type of stuff. Why is it specifically a problem with Lamar? Why? Why is it hated so much? Why is everything he do so oh my God, I feel so threatened. See, that's the word you gotta understand. Everything he does, they feel threatened by it. Everything he says, they feel threatened by it. How he looks, they feel threatened by it. The way he plays, they feel threatened by it. The way he talks, they feel threatened by it. His change, they feel threatened by it. His entrepreneurship, they feel what? And that's a problem. That's a psychological problem. Because I keep trying to tell people this, it's deeper than a lot of people give it credit for. That's why we keep ending up back in this circle. But let's keep going. And he also said that the team would be scared that Lamar would leak what was being said in the meeting room. Let me tell you why that bothers me. Lamar's been super quiet even when he was getting demolished online. He let the Ravens pretty much use the media to badmouth him. He watched the media destroy his character, destroy his will, destroy his absolute football acumen, and he did nothing. It was only until contract talks fully broke down and he said, look, I'm not getting nowhere and I'm being portrayed to be the bad guy in this situation, that he spoke. Every single agent would have done worse. And they would have advised him to do worse if he had an agent. But y'all ain't gonna say that. You're not gonna bring that up. Talk about the agents ain't gonna bring it up. What do you mean the agents are gonna bring it up? The agents are there. The agents are there for their big money clients to leverage whatever you say to them. How many times in the past has it came out stuff that were being between agents and the stuff that agents told multiple sources that were going on in the meeting rooms? How do you think all the secrets and stuff get out about, like when they were asking about Dez Bryant's mom being a hooker? How do you think that stuff gets out? You think it was Dez or do you think it was the agent? It's called leverage. And the agent will leverage things that they feel uncomfortable about to get the job done. Lamar Jackson has been a soldier through this entire process. And no matter what he does, if he stays there and says nothing, he gets crucified. If he shows facts, he gets crucified. If he just talks to the fans, he gets crucified. So the absolute notion is that no matter what he does, you're going to hate him. No matter what you do, you're going to criticize him. No matter what you do, you're going to spew the crap that you spew. So why can't he do what he does? Explain. If he's danged if he do, danged if he don't, then why would he not do it? He was probably sitting at home quiet, probably going out and bowling and stuff like that, and realized that, bro, I'm not saying anything, and I'm trending every day. Bro, I'm not saying anything, and they have my name in their mouth 24/7. Bro, I'm not saying anything, and they still won't shut up, and they're spreading misinformation. And the Ravens know they're spreading misinformation, and they're saying nothing. because the media is doing their job for them. They're using their channels to do their jobs. But then you'll have people come out here and be like, oh, Lamar's only form of real leverage is by him putting out these tweets, and we don't like the look of that. No, you don't like a player having personal leverage. It makes you feel a little uncomfortable because it goes against the employer-employee workout sheet that you guys have been trying to force down everybody's throats since the inception of the NFL. So now we get back to here. Listen, I already know that Jason Whitlock is a troll at times. I've watched him backtrack on Lamar. I watched him say, look, he's amazing. I'll say this much too. Out of all the media people, he was one of the first to say, I was wrong. I was wrong. I'm not giving him credit. I'm speaking truth because everything on here will be truth. Right? And I remember it vividly. He said, I won't speak nothing bad. Listen, the mom has done amazing with them. I was because he was one of the biggest proponents against it. Oh, you got to get from under your mom's breast and all types of. He was going in. And he said, I'm sorry. I was wrong. 100% wrong. She raised that young man to be amazing, respectful, strong, dedicated. Don't change now. This is why I'm trying to tell everybody, Lamar Jackson is used to being the underdog. He's used to it. He has a cape with a capital U on it because that's how he's been portrayed his entire career. He's always been shortchanged. This is nothing new. This is nothing new. Listen, this is a young man that's living out his dream and getting paid to do so. The only difference is he wants to maximize his earning potential by understanding his inherent worth. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing. Especially when you know he's actually worth it. He's worth it. And look, that's all I'm going to go with the Jason Whitlock stuff. I think that, I think he's wrong, of course, but a lot of them are wrong. This is nothing new and nothing's going to change when it comes to it. It's kind of sad that people don't, just remain truthful and honest with their portrayal of a Lamar Jackson. But it's not going to get any better, and it's probably going to get worse before it ever does. But right now, we got off the Jason Whitlock stuff. We're going to jump on the Greg Roman thing real quick before we close. And I'm going to play the snippet, then I'm going to break it down, okay? So here goes Gregory P. Roman addressing the media the first time since he was released or decided to go separate ways with the Baltimore Ravens.
So, Greg, after 28 years of coaching, this is going to be a different offseason for you. You're taking this 2023 season off. Give me a sense of, what you're going to be doing and what you're doing now.
Well, like you said, it's a very, very different situation. So, during a regular year, I could pretty much any day of the year I could tell you what I was working on, and if you tell me what time of the day, I can tell you what I was working on any day of the year. It's so regimented. You get done with the season and you're immediately into free agency. Your own team evaluation and free agency, then the draft, then playbooks and OTAs and whatnot, and then preseason and then the season. So I'm trying to organize things here this year and take advantage of this time really to look at the NFL from 10,000 feet. Because you're in the forest. Entrenched in the forest, so to speak, when you're working. So I really want to take a look at things and study things this year. And I'm also going to have a hand with staying in touch with high school football and a college program as well. So I'm going to try to stay pretty busy. And obviously, this is a huge opportunity for me to spend a lot of time with my family. So really, that's it.
So I just want to point this out, right? When I was one of the people that were complaining about getting rid of Greg Roman, right? He was going to get his money regardless. But I thought that the job he was doing was inadequate, and I thought that he, as good as he was as a run game coordinator, he could not drum it up passing-wise. So he wanted him gone. So many media Remember, it's the same media feeding you misinformation about Lamar every single day was saying, this offense was built for Lamar. Gregory P. Roman's the greatest thing that happened to Lamar. No one will even look at him for a position. No one will give him a job outside of a high school program in a super small college. We're talking about an NFL coordinator. An NFL offensive coordinator. A run game coordinator also. We're talking about a coordinator that's been to the Super Bowl. We're talking about a coordinator that's been to the NFC Championship game. We're talking about a coordinator that orchestrated the best running game the league had ever seen statistically and was the coordinator for an MVP QB, and he can't even get a look because he's on a self-imposed, exile. No, I'll tell you why. It's because he's limited. He's been limited. We've been telling you he was limited. We've been praying, preaching, kneeling to the notes of he's limited. But he was pushed out in front to say he was the mastermind behind Lamar Jackson. He's the reason for his success. He's the reason why so much was done well in Baltimore. All of you fans are ungrateful. Y'all don't know football. They don't even need really wide receivers when the tight ends are doing so well. But yet, the same people saying those things, like the Quadris, have taken step backs, pulled all those statements, and then agreed with the same people they were preaching that were wrong. You see what I'm trying to say? You see what I'm trying to say? So this is why I try to get through to people's heads so many times that we already know. We already see what's going on. This is nothing new to us. Greg Roman is a great run game coordinator, but that's all he should be. He's not an actual coordinator. He cannot properly call up a very distinct and versatile passing game in today's league. He just can't, and everybody knows it. Every other coach knows it. Every other program knows it. Even high schools know it. And guess what? They're all showing you. If you're all saying that, oh, look, Lamar can't get no looks, then what's the excuse for Greg Roman? I want to know. Please let me know. You're not going to let me know. Why? The highest paid offensive coordinator in the league can't even get a job because nobody's taking him serious as an offensive coordinator. Only the Baltimore Ravens. And if we did not make a stink, the fans, as we did, if Lamar did not make a stink the way he did, if those players didn't make a stink like they did, he'd still be in Baltimore. But thank you. Good luck to any other team that wants to employ him. You know what I mean? Like, I don't, you got to understand this. He was going to make his money regardless. You understand? The Ravens are going to, that's how coaches pay work. They get their salaries no matter what. When you sign a head coach, offensive coordinator, whatever, let's say it's for $5, $6, $7, $8 million, they're getting, if they're fired after one season, they still get that money. They're not like players. They're fully guaranteed contracts. I just want to let y'all know that those coaches that coach the players that you say don't deserve the guaranteed contracts, all of their contracts are guaranteed. And it's a guarantee that all the time that they won't even stand next to the players to give them the same type of security. That's why I don't feel sorry. A lot of these coaches are still, after being fired by teams, are still being paid by the teams because their pay, their salary is always all guaranteed. Even if they're fired after one season, all that money is theirs. God forbid the players get it, though. Sickening. And that's another episode of The Wunderkind Show. Hey, look, man, we are growing. We are growing. We just hit 2,000 subscribers, and we're already got another 20 subscribers to join the Team Wunderkind subscription on YouTube. We already got 3 or 4 people now that signed up to Patreon. We are growing. Thank y'all so much. You could be anywhere else in the world, but you're here with me, and you know I appreciate that. We're shooting for 5K next. That's going to be the next one. And when we get there, I'll be like a slap in the face to everybody, because they're not going to believe how fast we grow this platform. So once again, thank you all for watching. If you would like to donate any money to this show, the Cash App for the QR code right there is on the screen. You can also find the Cash App in the description. # The Wunderkind Show, and you can also find the newest Team Wunderkind Patreon in the description also. And please leave a comment. Make sure that you don't forget to like the content. I respond to the comments. We have fun. We talk a lot. Just be cordial and respectful to other people's differing opinions, and we have no problems at all. So once again, thank you all for watching. This was the Wunderkind Show. This is your host, Nitro, signing off. And as always, you guys knows my slogan. Peace. And I am out of here. Yerp.